make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? Shows the most, does the most. JerCrispy, welcome back to another video. Home Alone 2 make a obviously no sense. We got that Chinzu. Oh, Chinzitsu. I always call that boy Chinzu. Chinjuice. Back at it again. Last time we watched what's it called? It was joke. It was Dango. I was about to say Jump Bingo. Dango. You know? We're here though. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for us. Social media's gonna pop on the screen. We're on the road to 500. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's time for some more peek. The movie starts, and we got that infamous Christmas jig playing in the background. We see that blue house sitting alone in the black backdrop, and we just know we finna get 120 minutes of straight heat from that little white nigga Macaulay Culkin. This little jit could have low-key ended racism by himself. The way he had households from every ethnicity in a chokehold around Christmas time, yeah, that junk was crazy. We see the McAllister's house, and inside is a sight so familiar. The fam is in straight chaos. Cousins and brothers and uncles and whoever else you can think of walking around throughout the crib ready for the holiday trip. And then we see our guy. Bro got a hold of somebody tape recorder and was answering all his mom's questions with that mug. And on first watch, in my mind, I just know I would have got the taste slapped off my lips if I did this to my mom as a kid. And the thing is, bro had no malicious intent at all. He just joking around. But nah, not with no black mama.
That shit ain't funny, mother.
Right. I would have, shoot. That wouldn't even be no joke. She would have caught back in. Yeah, that would have been a taste out my mouth that day.
She taking that as a threat. But Kevin's dad walks in talking about a charger and unplugs the alarm clock. And back in these times, the movies would spill the plot over into your lap, you know? After unplugging it, the clock resets and we just get a subtle note of,
"My fellow Americans, I think we all know where this is going."
Some poetry afoot. Kevin's dad tells him to go put on his tie, but Kevin was like, "Hey Pops, I can't. Uncle Frank is taking a shower." And he said, "If I walk in that mug and see him naked, I never feel like a real nigga when I grow up." Bro, Uncle basically told him he's packing and Kevin would never catch up. Movies back then were really sliding in them adult jokes cause ain't no way I'm catching that bar as a kid. Bro walked in there to grab his tie, but his uncle caught him in his Diddy activity with that recorder and pressed him. We get to the school and all the kids from the fam are in the school choir or whatever they're doing right here. But once they zoom in on our guy, we see his big brother Buzz, with that look of straight niggatry on his face. Bro is up to no good as always. And as soon as Kevin Solo came up, dude was on timing, using these fake candles to make our guy look silly in the background. Got the whole crowd cackling and junk. And what's crazy, that junk wasn't even funny for real. I don't know why y'all so dead. You would have thought Kevin Hart said some junk.
Right, that's not even funny. Dude got freaking candles as his ears or something like that, bro. That's not even funny, bro. I would be like, bro, what's so funny about that, bro?
On stage, Kevin turns around, pushes Buzz, and all the kids go falling down like dominoes. Then the tree gave this pianist a smooth brain, knocking her straight on stage. Back at the house, everybody having a family meeting in the living room. Buzz over here giving his fake apology and gaslighting Kevin with the theatrics. His mom tried to get him to do the same thing, but we all know Kevin with all the smoke. He was like, "Freak, no,
not my tree, not my tree." I thought my tree about to fall for a minute, y'all. I had to get my cup of getting a little cold chilling over here.
Stage trying to humiliate me. I'm with all of it. I ain't apologizing for nothing. They sent bro off upstairs, but not before Kevin called his uncle a cheapskate and Mr. Krabs looking near. While he upstairs pouting and junk, his mom came up talking about, "Now we not trying to relive our Christmas mistake from last year, Kevin." But Kevin said none of this would happen if they stopped cracking on him. Then he told her he'd rather be alone on Christmas again anyways. But let's pause right there once again, because that sentence right there would have got my jaw loosened in a black household. Y'all coming
once again. That would never slide saying that around here. Caught back again. Not again. I know y'all hearing that in the background. Yeah. That would have been like, again.
Down below what y'all mama would have did if you said some junk like this talking back to her. The next morning, that doorbell rang, and of course, like clockwork, the McAllisters overslept yet again. Y'all see what I did there? Like clockwork, because like their clock wasn't working and they overslept. Yeah, anyways, the fam starts scattering like cockroaches through the house and start loading up the van a few minutes later. They do a head count, and this time they made sure they didn't forget that boy Kevin. Now at the airport is where things get tricky. The fam running through the halls like crazy people, and Kevin over here worried about putting in some dang batteries for that tape recorder. He gets them in, and by the time he looks back up, bro is following the wrong person. That is not your dad. But low-key, that was just unlucky. What are the odds that somebody else in the airport got the same trench coat and cut as your dad? And to make matters worse, Kevin did knock all the boarding passes to the ground from the flight attendant. But guess what? This is the 90s, so they just let bro on without a care in the world. Maybe his parents is on there, just let him on. I can count at least 5 things these goofies did wrong right here. But hey, if they did it right, we wouldn't have a peak Christmas movie, would we? Turns out, bro is heading straight to New York while the rest of the family is heading to Florida. Kevin touches down and walks out calling for everybody, but ain't nobody in sight. There's not a word. Bro is straight confuzzled. And down in Florida, the fam realizes they done did it yet again. Kevin is not here. Back in New York, Kevin comes to the realization this was exactly what he'd been asking for this whole time.
I see this as an absolute win.
Bro hit that iconic little smirk with the zoom in and was off to the
key. I would have been low-key kind of terrified, but same time, like, I don't know, Kevin didn't have no money either. So I'm wondering, like, how did he do it?
Bro went on a whole tour of New York in about 30 seconds. I guess they had fast travel back then. Meanwhile, during this whole adventure, Kevin's ops, or should I say his parents, are with the police trying to file a report to find bro. They over here cracking jokes and junk about how they was in this same situation last year, but the cop, bro, is not amused. He doesn't find none of this funny. And low-key, wait, not low-key, neither do I. These gotta be the worst parents in movie fiction. But back in New York, guess who pops they little heads back up into the scene? The Wet Bandits, Harry and Marv. Or should I say the Sticky Bandits. Nigga Marv thought it was real clever to cover his hand in duct tape to steal pocket change out of car meters and junk. Kev over here trekking through the city trying to get to the Plaza Hotel. And just for a second, Harry catches a glimpse of this little fool, but just couldn't tell yet. Bro gets to the plaza and pulls out old Reliable, that dang tape recorder. I guess they called this thing a Playboy or something like that back then. It was actually a kid's toy. Hey, I might be a unk, but I ain't ancient. I didn't know what the heck this thing was till this movie.
I knew that was a freaking tape recorder, but I ain't know people still use it.
But he uses that mug to fake a phone call as his dad to book a room. And what's crazy is, these fools really believe bro. Well, not everybody, cause Tim Cook playing the manager lurking in the background like a ring camera. Bro is onto Kevin as soon as he steps to the desk. But Kev swindles his way into checking in and gets escorted into this absolute unit of a hotel room. But he couldn't finish off without leaving this fool right here a tip of the most premium stick of gum only real ball knowers know of. That dang zebra stripe gum. Bruh, this junk right here had me in a chokehold as a kid. That mud lasts for like 5 chews, but that's 5 chews of straight bliss. Kev in the suite living his best life too. Top-notch room service, gangster movies, but all that gets interrupted by Tim Curry, the hotel manager. Bro sneaking in to make sure Kev isn't by himself, cause he was on to him from the jump. But bro schemes up a plan in like 10 seconds. He got this clown blow up his mom gave him back home in the shower like it's his pops. While playing that recording he got from sneaking in on his uncle trying to get that tie. Bro had the manager running out the room startled. Later that night, bro is looking through his dad's stuff and finds out his uncle from Paris has a place here in New York, which is good to keep in mind for later. But this is where bro started feeling lonely. Bro over here at the window looking at the sky and junk. The next day, the manager over here trying to suck up the dude cause he got caught moving like Diddy. They got Kevin a dang limo and fresh cheese pizza just to say sorry. So bro rides around in style throughout the city. Meanwhile, Thing 1 and Thing 2 scheming up their next plan. Instead of going house to house like last year, these level 1 grunts gonna rob the biggest toy store in New York. Then it transitions to Kev pulling up to the prime spot. He walks through the store like a chicken with his head cut off. He cops a few treats, and on the way out, Marv and Harry was lurking behind this boy like cheese on grits. They pull up on him, but when he turns around, he lets out the biggest scream I've ever heard in my life. That scream is literally Stranger Danger Alert teach tape. This is what you show your kids when you tell them how to act if a stranger is messing with you.
Facts. Boy, you better hit the dash. I don't care. You better book it. You better book it far as you can. You better find somebody Hey, I don't know. Go run to the inside the store. Hide behind a freaking employee or a manager or something.
They chase bro throughout the city, and like clockwork, Kevin drops a triple-double on these fools.
Yeah, but man, little me would have been put the bullets. Boy, I would have been gone. Boy, this would have even been a movie. Boy, they'll be trying to tell me how I could run a track. But little me would have been gone. Bro buys some bees from this little street vendor, and bro has the real Shikamaru level IQ when it comes to setting up traps. He dumps them bees on the ground, got these dudes' spines touching pavement this early in the movie. He ends up giving the hotel a run for their money too when he got back, cause they thought he stole his pop's card. He goes to the room to re-up, but not before pulling off the old TV movie trick on the staff. Had them fools on their hands and knees begging. Thought they was finna get slimed out, but dude runs out, goes downstairs, and guess what? Nigga jumped straight into the grimy hands of these two. And while they walking them away, announcing that man hand got an M for the rest of his life. That's crazy. That dude got a whole M on his stuff. They gonna be like, hey, why you got an M on your hand? I have to be lying and say, money.
Jump straight into the grimy hands of these two, and while they walking them away, announcing all they schemes to this 10-year-old, bro was recording the whole thing. Yeah, this nigga like 30 steps ahead of these fools. A couple blocks down though, he grabbed Shorty's butt, and she turned around and loosened both of these goofies' jaws, thinking it was them. So now there's another chase, but Kev loses them with the quickness.
That was kind of low key. That was smooth though. And I know Kevin Valley on Brian to his brother. Yeah, I touched somebody's butt in New York.
Back in Florida, the fam gets the news that Kevin is in New York, and mom gets straight to business. Then Kev slides over to his uncle's addy, but this crib abandoned as I don't know what. So he dips off through the slums of Zoo York. Bro called for a taxi and got met with straight cig breath to his face by this dude. Now he ends up in the dark forest or something. All the pigeons flocking around dude. Then bro sees the wicked witch of the west and screams yet again. But came to his senses real quick, cause he ain't trying to treat people like he did that old man in the first movie. Cause Shorty really just helped bro. So he walks back and these two have a cool little convo at her spot. And after some much needed Christmas glaze, bro started feeling himself. He making his rounds to the children's hospital and locks in real quick. He decides he's not gonna let these goofy bandits hit a lick on the toy store and ruin Christmas for the jits. So bro runs off to his aunt's crib and shimmies up this tunnel inside, then unveils his master plan. Man started grabbing tools and laying Nickelodeon slime on the floor, pouring flammable junk down the toilet, turning on machinery, just a whole bunch of junk a 10-year-old kid don't need to be doing. But hey, if you saving somebody else's Christmas, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do for real. It switches back to the fam and they made it to the hotel and are pressing the heck out of the staff. They like, how the freak did a whole team of grown adults lose a 10-year-old kid? Explain that. And right here, she had a point for real. That boy Kev was really moving mischievous though throughout that hotel on these boys. The manager steady trying to defend his case too, but got the chap slapped off his lips by Mama Kev. Then it switches to the sorriest attempt at a robbery I've ever seen with these two eyes. These niggas were staked out inside the toy store, camping in some toy houses. But hey, whatever floats your boat. They break into the money chest and registers while Kev outside cooking up. Bro sets up some contraption, then snaps a flick of both of them in the act. Then grabs a rock and busts the windows out to sound the alarms for the police. They chase him out, and here comes the rage bait. Harry lands on the contraption, followed by Marv Dumbtail, and gets launched like 100 feet into the air, which should not be possible.
Like, yeah, that should have been impossible. At best, you should have been like going up and down, landing on your butt.
Possible if you think about this junk with your actual brain. Marv weighs no more than 200 pounds. So how the freak is he launching Harry's Twinkie built tail meters into the air off this 2x4 and a paint bucket? And after landing dead on his spinacus, Kev snaps yet another flick. Then he runs his tail all the way to his aunt's crib. I still can't get around how this little nigga done lured these two grown men all the way to the crib and they playing right into his tiny little hands. They over here trying to play it smart, unlike last year's Christmas, but caught a face full of bricks to their noggins. And once again, this is another instance of straight cap. Marv done caught 4 bricks to the top of his dome piece and bro ain't dead yet. I swear Kev threw them mugs from at least 4 stories high. His brain should have got smoothified off the first one. Had bro on the ground sounding like he speak fluent gibberish. For the next 5 to 10 minutes, we get a whole bunch of these two getting tarnished by some household traps while Kevin licking his chops in the background. And low key, these traps were way worse than last year. Cause this scene right here, where Marv got electric.
Yeah, I think he got it the worst way though. Like low key, he had to have it the worst way. Like the dude, the bald head dude, yeah, he might just lost a little hair, but dude, that dude had the worst way.
Cued to the white meat. This mug had me rolling as a kid. Bro been playing on death's door ever since he walked on the block. And upstairs, Harry ain't doing no better. Bro done got his scalp crisped up by this flamethrower in the doorway. And guess what? That wasn't it. He tried to cool it off by slicking his head in the toilet, but remember that flammable junk Kevin poured in there? Yeah. Boom! Blew that Joker wig off.
Look at the top of his head.
Fool gonna have an infinite reverse fade after that mug. Top of his head look like Wagyu ribeye. They end up spotting Kev, but he is so many steps ahead of them it don't even make sense.
That's not even fucking fair and funny, dude. Damn.
Bro makes it upstairs, then we get the infamous paint bucket 2.0 scene. These two thought they had Kev figured out with them paint buckets, but bro had a dang iron bar coming down to get real comfy with their chins. I'm talking straight chin music. After that, Kev just toying with him at this point and escapes all the way down to the bottom floor with this rope he's soaked in kerosene. They try to climb down this mug too, but remember, Kev laced that mug with gas, and at the bottom, bro lit that match against a brick, setting that mug ablaze.
Yeah, saying every time I see like stuff like this, saying I be wondering why. Cause the only reason why I had saw it because of Boondock, where Riley did this to Huey did this to Riley.
Now they falling spine first into the pavement. After another little chase, Kev slips on some ice and gets snatched up with the quickness. They walking along into the dark forest of the park, and we see Kevin really has plot armor for real. The old lady Kev made friends with earlier came up behind them and summoned the pigeons on them so Kevin could escape. When them pigeons flew away, they were met with the faces of NYPD and 20 years in prison for prison escape and petty theft. And while all this is happening, Kev's mom is on the hunt for real. She been looking for Kevin ever since they touched down in the city. She then realizes something about her son though. This legit really loves Christmas trees. So she has the thought, maybe he's at the biggest one in the city. And lo and behold, she fast travels over there to the tree and sees Kevin over there just chilling. They hug it out and the family ends up spending the rest of their Christmas vacation at the plaza. Turns out, Mr. Duncan from the toy store hooked the fam up with some extra presents on Christmas since Kev saved the store from getting robbed. Even Buzz was feeling the Christmas spirit and threw Kevin the first present to open up for Christmas. Bro is actually being a good big brother for once. Kev goes off to holler at the old lady outside, and he ends up even giving her a little gift, one of them little turtle doves that bro got from Duncan. Then the movie ends with Kevin running off into the distance for spending a band on room service. He knows that butt finna get towed up by his dad when he gets back inside. Can't.
Wow. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want more videos like this, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. And we're on the road to 500.